And it's actually having most of the lineup players who are not that known in the competitive scene. I think Nustik is especially the player who is not that known, and but his performance on tech was very impressive, especially that he managed to set the first qualifier time, even beating Wen, Complex, and other experienced players in the field. And I think he might have a bit high expectations that we might expect from him today, but we might never know what he said. But he did mention that before the matches that he said that he's not looking that good on these maps. So we might not see him at his peak, or maybe in that kind of preparation as we saw in the qualifiers ending the group stages. But I think he will still want to prove himself, prove others what he's able to do in the game. Also, in their team have one of the most veteran full speed players, Madzin, who has also set the fastest time in the qualifiers and showed an insane performance there. And Mime, of course, being a very well-known hunter and an all-around mixed-style player, he sadly did not have the best performance in the OGL since he didn't have the chance to play and was a bit, unfortunately, misguided by the servers. So he did not manage to show his performance there. And their opponents, of course, are very well-established players. Like I said, Serra, Legu, Volnera have a lot of competition experience in French and multiple international Trackmania events. And I think there might be the most known trio out of in this matchup, but I think they still it's gonna be it's very hard to predict who will be the one to take it. Mime, Nustik, and Madzin are more the players who are a bit more prioritizing in their, let's say, solo styles, but let's say 1x esports lineup is the one who is mainly on the mixed style events, or at least experienced in that field. So I think this will be an interesting matchup. Of course, the playoffs uses the double elimination bracket system, so if you win the match, you will move on forward into the bracket. If you lose, you drop down to the losers, but if you lose in the losers, then you drop out of the event. Okay, I think we'll be starting off the first match of the day. Turbo, will you take it away?
Yeah, hello and good evening everyone here, as we have Nustik versus Serra. I mean, you had a very, very good and nice introduction there, so I didn't want to interrupt you there. But I'm really looking forward to that, because you said it, Nustik is a very fast player, so maybe this map doesn't suit him very well. As we see Serra already in the lead with 0.17 of a second, also more speed in this section. Now this cruel no jump comes into place with Nustik got really well, so it's even again. Serra has a little bit more speed, but only 0.1 tears those players apart. This will be for the first point here. Serra with the outside approach, Nustik with the more inside approach, therefore he's ahead. Let's see and see Serra here can fully risk this ending as we come closer and closer to that. Nustik still in the lead, but Serra is going for the attack here, but still does not have the upper hand. And Nustik will exactly take that first point here for his team, and this is looking good for them. 1-0 in team for Team Blue.
Yeah, the NS being actually one of those teams that actually do consist of these players who do focus on one style. And Nustik being primarily a tech player. Oh, and there's a potential free round point for NS as Serra makes a small touch at the start. Nustik actually being one of the more consistent players. And actually, Nustik is one of those players. I have played together with him, and he takes every single match really serious, and he prepares a lot if it's when he plays. And usually I know that his goal is try to play as fast as consistent as possible, and usually that performance also shows. But this is potential free round opportunity for him and NS of having this very nice lead already, 2-0 on the tech map.
And I mean, I was thinking, yeah, Serra, maybe pressure has come in, but just consider Serra was in the semi-final of the Zareta Cup this year. So it's a player who's really capable of playing well. And also the French regionals, he was in the semi-final there as well. So he's a very good player. Of course, not as experienced as other players concerning his age, but I think Nustik is not as old as well, if I recall correctly. So we have an even matchup here. Again, Nustik with a very good amount of speed here in this section, but jumps a little bit too much, but was able to stay or stabilize his car. So he's in the lead again, and Xera again with a mistake. So it's another three rounds here, and this could be the clean sweep, but Nustik makes the mistake there in a section where really fast, but he was 6 seconds in the lead. So this is still the round here for the Nordic Skirmishers, and this is looking really good for them. 3-0, this is a very, very good opportunity here for them to clutch it out. They are 3 points in the lead, and of course, we play only till 5 points, so really looking forward here to see if Nustik can hold it up here, or if Sierra can cap it or can stabilize himself again after making 2 mistakes.
Yeah, that's not looking too good for Xerar's. Nustik actually makes, even though he did make a mistake in the last round, but Xerar's mistake was a bit too bigger. And that still allows a nice lead for NS. But in this round, actually, Xerar is in a minor lead. Actually, cars are basically even now. But it all comes down to the end. This map does have a very awkward some line where you try to reduce airtime, and both players actually did well. Xerar having a very unfortunate line there, tried to save it a bit so it doesn't go. Or Nustik actually took a very risky line there, and that might increase the lead a bit. Oh, it's still looking very good for Nustik, having 0.3 advantage over Xerar, coming the last few turns now. And what will it be? He'll risk it a bit to the inside, and it'll be a round for Nustik, setting a 44.8 time and putting 4-0 for NS.
4-0. Who would have expected that? Xera is not keeping up with the pace from Nustik here at all, as you have really emphasized this risky line there from Nustik, which has eventually paid off. Xera's start looks very good, but then Nustik just all of a sudden marches through. He touches a bit of the penalty grass, so this might not be the clean sweep, and Xera can come closer, but only one mistake, and Xera is dead. So let's see Nustik. I'm spectating him. Xera with a very bad line there. Nustik comes closer, so this is even again. Nustik versus Xera, and Xera again with a mistake. They had to readjust this line, and Nustik is in the lead. This could be the 5-0 clean sweep. Let's follow Xera for the last part of the track. We have only 10 more seconds to go on this one, and Xera is slightly losing amount of speed here, and Nustik with an impressive performance here will eventually clean sweep it here. 5-0. Xera with the DNF, and Nustik will take it with a 44.83 despite having a bad start, but 5-0. What a start here for the Nordic Skirmishers. This will definitely boost their momentum. GG.
Well, actually, one thing to note is that the tech map is actually one of their worst maps for NS,
Wow.
Considering PBs. So this is looking very promising for them at the start of the playoffs phase. Having 5-0 against, well, 1x Esports, which has a very sick lineup, let's say it like that. And having this nice confidence boost heading into the dirt map. But I believe Mime will be playing in it. Mime is actually the world record holder on this map, so it will be very challenging for 1x Esports to challenge them here. But Mime is not the most consistent. Nustik showed that he's able to have some very nice consistency with the pace he's doing. And but Mime can do very nice pace, but he's not the most consistent. So I believe 1x might try to play on that fact. But this map is also it's one of those maps where you know how dirt works. You can gain like quite a bit. But both of these players are, well, pretty good at dirt. Let's just say it like that, holding multiple world records on track of the days. Both of them actually on dirt maps prior as well. When the TOTD hunt was at its peak, let's just say it like that. And but I think this will be a sick matchup, but we'll see here. If I check the Trackmania.io, I believe the times were ridiculously close from their PB wise. Mime does have the world record here, but it's ridiculously close. It's and the times that we might expect are gonna be really close rounds here.
Yeah, so really looking forward to that. I mean, you named it, Mime is really good on dirt. I've seen it on plenty track of the days where the dirt environment was involved with. And also Xera, I mean, he's a very versatile player. And I hope that we see a good matchup here. And this that the last match, the 5-0 clean sweep, didn't put a dent into his motivation. Because at 5-0 can really, like distract you from performing well here. But I think Xera can do quite well, but Mime is of course a hard nut to crack. But yeah, the last warm-up is coming to an end. Xera's finishing with a 44.53. I'm not sure what time is good here. Maybe you can tell the chat what the WR is.
I believe 41s could be potentially what would be considered as a good time here.
41s?
Xera's PB is 41.8, and
Ah, okay.
Mime's world record time is 41.6.
All right. Okay, take over the
So,
first round.
alright, well, as we're starting off the first round on the dirt map, we do see Mime versus Sarah, both experienced hunters and dirt players as well. Actually, Mime has a bit better, smaller lead, but Sarah's downhill was a tiny bit better, but still Mime manages to hold the lead about just 0.5 ahead. Mime still has a minor upper advantage when it comes down to the next parts. Both cars are basically equal, but Sarah has a minor bounce that gives him a small speed disadvantage, but still, exit speed from the dirt half hill was a lot better, but Mime still keeps in the lead. And it comes down to the last two turns now coming up. Zero has a very nice entry point on this, and it will comes down to the end. Mime is still keeping the lead. Mime gets the bump, and it will be a round for Serrar.
Oh my god. Mime had it actually, but he clipped the on the transition there. He clipped it there, but what a great round here, a 42.1. Definitely a good time, and this is good for Xera here that he was taking the first round, and Mime again clipping it there. Does not have a good setup and will thus make a mistake. So this is a free round here for Xera. So this is the complete opposite here of his previous match, not making a mistake this far, and Mime is already down 2 points, but definitely a player who can really risk it. I mean, what I want to stress about Mime is that he had different dirt lines. Maybe you remember those uphills on the prior map where he went super far outside instead of inside. So this was weird to see. So Mime definitely a dirt player that has its own style when it comes to playing. But Xer finishes with another .1 with a .19 and takes the second point here on the Mirage by Deska and Kiesler.
Yeah, this is looking a bit promising for 1x here, but Mime's pace still can beat Xera, but Xera's consistency on the dirt map was way better than on the tech one. So it looks like they tried to focus a bit more on this one. When it come up to the next round, both cars are even, but Mime flips it a bit and loses quite a bit of speed, just like around 0.3 or 0.4 now disadvantage. And Mime most likely gonna start pushing is to get it back, as Xera as well doesn't have the best turns down there, and it actually benefits Mime quite a bit as he gains like 0.2, and it's all getting closer already. 0.15 difference as we come up to the last few turns. Mime is trying to push it, goes for the bit of outside line, goes to the inner, he pushes it. Will it go for the end? He increases the gap, and it'll be. Oh, it's a very nice try, very nice chance of comeback, but sadly that's not enough, and it's gonna be a point for 1x.
But what a comeback! Just consider that Mime had a clip there. He was 0.35 behind, and eventually only ended up with a 0.15. So he was 0.15 behind. So this was an incredible good ending from Mime. But you could have also seen how he has pushed it. But that's 3-0 here for Team 1x. Looking good for them here. But Xera makes a mistake there. Very, very bad approach. And also his car didn't really get smooth the downhill. And he has touched on the outside of the block or the inside of the block. So this is a free round for Mime. And he will get himself on the scoreboard. But it is Xera not that far behind. So only 0.5 of a second. So one mistake from Mime. And it is over and out for him, and this could be 4-0 for Xera. Looking good for Mime, though. Good approach over this section. Xera goes over the penalty stand, and Mime will take this one with a good time here, 42.07, and you can see how good the level is here in this first round of the winner bracket.
Yeah, it's basically as soon as you make one mistake, it's kind of like the round is done. And you need to push it to the limit if you want to win a round. So both of the players are taking ridiculously risky lines to at least have the small opportunity in every single turn. So mistakes are bound to happen, especially with this pace as we're coming after on the next round. So are actually having a bit better opening part of the map. But Mime is also starting to push it a bit, almost equals out even the pace as we come on through the mid part section, as we saw that there's a lot of changes happening from the start uphill that there are a bit releases. But that he released a bit too much, and that will give a chance for Mime to catch up a bit. But Xera's exit speed is tiny bit higher. Mime goes for the inside line. Xera goes for the inside outside. Mime has a bit more speed, and it will be Mime actually taking his 41.9 time, and that's a very nice time, and it can be a potential now reverse sweep or a comeback for NS.
Yeah, I mean 2-3 or 4-1. This was a huge round there for Mime, and he took it with the first sub 42 on this match. And so Mime puts himself only 1 point away here from Xera. So what Xera does here, he brakes just before the turn, a little bit earlier and sometimes a little bit too much, that he can accelerate earlier and thus has more speed on the exit. But this is so hard to do, and you could have seen it here. Xera didn't really catch up, and Mime is coming dangerously closer to him. He could tie him, and this is exactly the case here. Mime is 0.4 ahead. He can take the ending more conservatively, as Xera has to pull out a godline, but I think if even then it's not enough, so Mime will take the next round. Xera with a mistake, and Mime with another 0.0 time, and this is, again, you said it, it's from 3-0 for Team Red, the 3-3 here. Mime with a very good performance.
Yeah, Mime is now, I think he's a bit now getting accustomed to the competition environment, so you saw that he was a bit shaky on the first few rounds, but I think he's now accustomed to the pressured situation, so you can see that he can perform a bit more calmly, but it gives a bit this shaky effect for Xera, though, since he has lost last 3 rounds, having a 3-0 lead, and now just Mime needs to win just 2 more rounds, and it'll be another point for NS. Coming up on the next round, actually, Mime is having a 0.3 lead coming to the uphill, and now he even gains a bit more since he did it flawlessly. Now comes out the last few turns. Mime will still keep in lead, but the Xera is pushing it. Mime takes a bit safer approach. Oh, he almost crashed there, but it will be still enough to save it, even with the 41.9 time, putting a score 4-3 for NS.
Wow, holy moly, what did Mime do there? Those lines looked super risky, and I think this is exactly the case here for Mime. Mime had to adapt himself, because when the match starts, I think most of you know it, you have this like pressurous feeling, and you know, okay, everything will start now, and maybe you make a mistake in the first round, but it's looking super good for Mime as he didn't make a mistake here in this first turn, but Xera had a little bit of a misalignment, and this could already be the 2-0 in favor for Nordic Skirmishers, and they have 3 match points to work with. And yeah, Xera makes that mistake, and this is exactly, it's the opposite clean sweep for Nordic Skirmishers. Mime with a ridiculous performance here, and eventually clean sweeps it from a 0-3 to a 5-3. Not a good time here, but it's enough to beat Xera. Great performance from Mime. Wow, impressive.
Yeah, this nice comeback now happening for NS now is looking very good. And as now they have their map points coming on the FS that will be taken by Madsen. Madsen actually having his first, let's say, I think he's the first time he's actually going to be playing. Since in the group stages he did not, no, he did play 1 map. No, yeah, he did play 1 map in the group stages, 1 match, sorry. But this will be now time to shine. If we check trackmania.io, I believe Madsen held the world record here. Yes, he did, with the time 43.35. And 1x fastest time is by Volner of 43.84. So Madsen, again, NS having a theoretical advantage, being having another world record hold.
Hello? 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 So what he wants to say, that we have a WR holder here playing it out, as Madsen is playing super well. But the thing is, Madsen was the player who was playing the seeding. I mean, I can only hear it from myths and legends, but he played it drunk or something like that. So Madsen, a player who's really capable of playing well, but he didn't really seem to be that interested in the qualification after the seeding. So I haven't seen him there, and now he can prove himself, and he actually plays it out against Volnera here. So Volnera versus Madsen. And yeah, as SRK's internet has died or something like that, I will just take it over here as we have the second warm-up, which will start now. And also welcome to all of the new people here, Chris, Astronaut, and also Matt, of course. Hopefully all doing good, as we have the current standing is 2-0 in favor for NK. So NS, sorry. NS, very good performance for them. And 1x is behind, so they have to push it. I mean, Volnera, Xera, and Legu are about to drop into... No, it's actually TTCS. It's like that. So they are standing with the face to the wall. They have to win it here. They have to win 3 consecutive times in a row in order to not drop into the loser bracket. Yeah. Wow. Actually, Link, what you said there, it's pretty sad, actually. Since I don't know him as well, and I think that is occurring for a lot of people actually. So yeah, let's see what Madsen can do, because I've not seen him playing this far. So let's see what Madsen can do here, as he's not off to a good start, but maybe he will get himself more speed here. So yeah, exactly, that's the case. Better line, and Madsen gets more speed. He's already in the lead, 0.2 of a second. Good SD there on this part. Let's spectate Vulnera here. Who will take that first point? Madsen looks super strong here, but I mean, he's an AR, so of course he's a good player. So Madsen extending his lead. What a performance by the AR player. The ending is the only decisive part which is missing for him. Also does not slide there. Vulnera goes for some additional speed slides, but it's not enough to come even closer to him. 0.3 of a second, and Madsen looks like to take this first point, and also Vulnera with a mistake. Madsen with a 43.69. Nice time, and Madsen wins it. But yeah, interestingly that the chat is telling me that. So thanks for the information. Always nice to hear something like that. And I hope that SRK is back. If you're back... Oh no, he's actually muted. Hello, SRK, are you back?
Yep, I had a power outage.
Oh,
so that's...
What? Oh man.
Did not expected that. Okay, you go on this round.
Okay, I'll just go on. So Madsen is in the lead. So again, a very good performance. Clips there didn't get a penalty, but it is Vulnera a bit closer this time around. Madsen again with a very good landing here in this sloped section. And Vulnera is pushing it. You can see it here. He's going for SDs. He's going for an additional SD there. But it is actually not enough to come close to him. So the ending is decisive here. When Madsen makes a mistake, Vulnera will overtake him. But that's not the case, and Madsen wins it here with only 0.12 of a lead. And not a comparable good time to the first round, but still 2-0 in favor for AR. And they're only... AR, I'm saying. NS, of course. And yeah, the AR player is about to clean sweep it here.
Actually, the last round had a ridiculously close round, if you did not notice. Vulnera went for an insane risk, and it almost paid off. The difference was less than 1/10, actually, even though gap was really big. Anyway, as we're coming up on the next round, Madsen again having... Ooh, actually did have too much airtime there. And the Vulnera actually maintains a bit more speed, but Madsen's SD there was a lot better. And it shows that what an experienced full-speed player can do, and he got way more speed as Vulnera full crashed. And now Madsen just needs to full save this, and it will be another save point for NS on the full-speed map. And the result, since it's 3-0, this looking very nice chances for NS so far in this event.
5-head, going for the safe finish. Nice. Really cool to see, because the risky finish is really hard. We were talking about that in the map preview, where you really have to pull off a precise jump, and this is looking very good here for NS. They could clean sweep Vulnera, Legu, and Sarah away. Sarah hasn't even played. Legu hasn't even played, but Sarah has lost 2 matches, and now it is again Vulnera with a mistake here and making another one. He had to release, and yeah, this is looking grim. He cannot even do the speed check. Madsen also with a respawn. What is happening here? But oh my god, what is going on? But also Vulnera. Oh no. Wait, who's taking it? Is Madsen still ahead? Wait, Vulnera has more speed.
He doesn't have too much speed.
And Vulnera is ahead. That's the first point here for 1x on the full speed map. What is happening? But there's still the ending remaining. But still, 3-1 then it would be when Vulnera survives this ending. Goes for the safe finish. Very smart decision. And Vulnera will eventually win it here with a 56 time. What a clown fiesta that was.
Yeah, that's one of the part that it's like a very... Like, apart the full speed, like competitive full speed, if you make one mistake, you're basically out. But in this game, at least it has the flying respawns, and we actually do allow respawns in this event as well. So you still have a chance of comeback, but Madsen didn't have the best speed coming up from in the checkpoint, so it was very hard to maintain it for the next few sections. And I think Madsen wants to kind of revenge the next round, as he has an insane risky start there.
Yeah.
And he gives a nice advantage as well coming into this round.
Oh no,
Vulnera! Oh no, he had to save it there. But still, Madsen as well didn't have too much advantage from that. And Madsen also coming in the last wall ride. And it looks like as long as he can make the risky pin, this should be a point for NS. But let's see if he can do it. And it looks like it. Yes, this will be, and it will be another point for NS, putting the score for 4-1.
Yeah, so they have 4 match points here to close it out. And let's see if Madsen can use the first one. You said something with the flying respawn. I think it's a double-edged sword actually, because you can have a broken respawn as well. But yeah, let's take a look here onto this round as Vulnera has the best start here. Madsen with a little bit more speed. And then of course speed is very important on full speed, of course, but Madsen not with the best landing there on this transition, so Vulnera will slightly extend his lead here to 0.11 of a second, but Vulnera jumps super close into the left, so he had to readjust and is completely dead. So this is the free ticket here for NS to advance into the next round of the winner bracket here, and they could knock down actually 1x into the loser bracket already. Madsen only one more jump to go. He's going for the risky finish and he's surviving it, and that's 5-1, 3-0, whatever you want to say, and Madsen just wins it here in a dominant fashion. 5-1, great performance, and GG's.
Yeah, this was, I think, the very nice match from NS, and they actually showed what they're actually capable of if they put all of those 3 players together. Mystic having an insane performance with the 5-0 on the tech map. Mime did not have the best performance at the start of the derp, but then he started to like show up and what he's truly capable of, and still took the map point there. And then Madsen as well, showing what he's capable. I believe that was actually one of the first proper, let's say, full speed maps that were played in a competitive format in this game. So it was very nice to see that there's something like that. On the mainstream, you can actually check ! brackets to see the current results. I saw that there was one of the losers bracket matches were played. So I believe that might be updated soon as well there. It was Name Not Found versus the Deskas team. I'm not going to try to pronounce the long team name again. But it was Name Not Found winning against Deska 3-1. And I believe that will knock out Deska out of the playoffs.